Why hello, my fellow YouTube watchers. It's been a year. If I manage to get this out, it should be like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, maybe day after. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so Happy New Year's to everybody. We are here to do a brief channel update. So for those of you who want to be getting in and out of here as quickly as possible, here's the shortest version I can give you. Number 1, I had a great vacation, thank you for asking. 2, the channel is not dying. 3, I am not retiring, don't worry about that, that's not an issue. I haven't been doing this long enough to care about retiring. And 4, upload schedule is going to change this year due to background circumstances. It's just gonna change. It's not gonna be a big deal. If you're wondering, like, why is there so much time in between A and B video? It's because there is. Anyway, if that's all you wanted to know, have a great new year. I'll see you on, like, Friday? Yeah, have a great time. Now, for those of you who want the long version, let's sit down for a minute, alright? Let's do the full walkthrough. Okay, so, as you may or may not know, I have been working on this channel nonstop for about 2 years now. And in that time, we've managed to grow from 0 to 482 subscribers as I record this. 482 of you lovely people. I know that that's not a really impressive milestone by, like, YouTube standards, that's, like, nothing, but for real life, that's enormous. So, anyway, thank you very much to all of you wonderful people who take time out of your day to watch my videos, and, you know, potentially subscribe, and do all the button things. I know I don't ask in my videos that you guys do any of that, so the fact that you're like willing to just push the buttons anyway and be here, honestly, it really does mean a lot to me. And I know that, like, you know, I know it's a bit of a cliche for a YouTuber to say, hey, thank you for being here, but, like, genuinely, this platform doesn't work without you. Like, you, personally, you, it doesn't work. The channels don't grow without you. Like, nothing happens without all of you guys who are willing to just sit down and take time out of your day and spend it over here in my little corner of the universe. So really, genuinely, thank you. With that said, I do feel like I need to just let you guys know that, like I said, the schedule is going to be changing. So I think I've set some expectations over the last couple of years that I would be uploading every Friday, and in this last year, every Tuesday and every Friday. And for the most part, I've done my best to meet that expectation that I've set. I know for a lot of viewers, they don't know or care when people upload, and it's just not a thing they consider. For other people, it matters a lot. So for those of you who it matters a lot to, I'm let you know, things are going to change a little bit. So instead, I've decided that I'm going to start putting out videos when they're done. And I'm going to, of course, you know, make sure that I have a backlog to cover up times when I'm not going to be able to upload for any reason. There's a lot of things I'm anticipating in the new year. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but many of them probably are going to prevent me from uploading at the kind of consistent breakneck schedule that I have been. But there is a second reason, and to me it's more important, which is that I'm not satisfied with the quality of videos that we've been putting out right now. Now, don't get me wrong, my editor and I work really hard on those videos, you know, and we try to put out things that we're satisfied with, at least for the moment. But that being said, for as hard as we work on this channel, I don't think that it's translated into the quality that either they or I have been expecting. So we've decided to take a step back over our vacation and reevaluate how the sausage gets made, as it were. And the conclusion that we came to is that there's a lot of games that I would love, and they would love, to make videos about, but our current workflow basically has us pinned down to 2 or 3 games that are virtually infinite, and it's limited the kind of videos that we can make to basically just tutorials and very slow Let's Plays. Also, I'll be honest, I think the channel has taken an abrupt turn into, like, cottagecore that I neither want nor planned for. And don't get me wrong, I like playing cozy, feel-good games, but I also like playing video games that are, you know, not that. So I've talked about Satisfactory before. I'd love to play, like, Skyrim, Ark. I'd love to talk about, like, D&D and Warhammer. And right now it feels like there's no place on the channel for those games, just in terms of time slots, never mind in terms of, like, what my audience would watch. I have no idea if you guys would watch those things. I haven't had the chance to try it. Speaking of things that we haven't gotten the chance to try, there's a ton of, like, real-life projects that my editor and I would love to start, but we haven't been able to because the channel has just eaten so much of our time. I can't announce anything yet, there's nothing to announce yet, but we we really need the breathing space to actually start on any of them. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is to back off on the number of uploads we do. In that same vein, I've also started editing my own videos. So previously I couldn't, like I just couldn't. My computer would blue screen anytime that I loaded up a video editing program. Last year, the good result of my computer troubles was that I ended up with a computer that can actually edit videos now, so I've been teaching myself how to do that. And it gives me a lot more flexibility to make the videos that I want to make, but I can't explain to my editor how to make. And it gives them a lot more free time to go and pursue all of their other creative passions, because they also have a channel that they would like to be running that they're not, mostly because they're editing my videos. And I feel like this just solves that problem. So I know that for a lot of people this isn't going to matter too much, but it does mean that yes, the editing style is going to change somewhat, and the style of content that's going to appear on the channel is going to change. So we're going to start moving away from the very long form Let's Plays and start to do more like, let's do an overview, let's do a system deep dive, let's do a history of, let's do a video essay, you know, so fun things like that I've always wanted to do with the channel, but we just haven't had the workflow for. Yeah, so with that said, basically, here's what's on the docket for the year. So we're going to be finishing up our Planet Zoo DLC reviews. We're going to get through all of those. No big deal. I have a tutorial in the works. For those of you who are here for my Planet Zoo tutorials, I know I haven't uploaded one in like almost a year. We're going to be doing another one. Maybe it's been more recent than that, but I think you'll like this one. It's about education, because I know that's one of the most complicated systems in this game. And then we've also got a mega project in the works for Planet Zoo it's probably not going to be done for a couple more months. I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy it. I haven't seen another video like it on the platform. Maybe somebody will beat me to the punch. It's not going to change the fact that I'm going to release it. I don't know. I hope you'll like it. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do with Void Menagerie right now. It's doing okay. It's coasting along. Admittedly, doing those long-form Planet Zoo series, like anytime that I have to do a long-form Planet Zoo series and just do the same thing over and over and over, I start to get bored. And honestly, my, like, Let's Builds for Planet Zoo, like, it seems like I have an audience for them, but that audience is relatively small. So I am going to ask, though, if you are enjoying Void Menagerie, please let me know in the comment section that you want it to continue. Otherwise, I may end up tapering it off. I'll do, like, an episode here or there, and we might end up wrapping it up. Just fair warning. So if you do genuinely care about those, like, you know, speed builds or things like that, I want to hear from you. Moving on to our other series, though, Minecraft is returning with a twist. I think it'll be good. I'm having a ton of fun recording and editing it. I'm hoping that you'll enjoy watching it. There is going to be a Pokemon video in the works. I don't know when that'll come out. Maybe it'll never come out. I don't know. That's kind of the rule on this channel, is I will say that a thing is in the background being worked on, but that doesn't mean it'll ever show up until it shows up. So just assume that that's the rule here. But there is a Pokemon video that I am working on. Hopefully that'll come out. I am working on the Satisfactory videos, but much like building an actual factory, it's ballooned into something more complicated than I was actually expecting. This is not a bad thing, it's just going to take a lot more time, so hopefully 2025 Satisfactory will show up on the channel, maybe. I have heard your crickets loud and clear. We're not going to bother trying to continue Baldur's Gate. I might delist the video. It is by far my worst performing video that is not part of the Highwater Pass Choose Your Own Adventure Tour. However, I would like to do some D&D based videos in the future. This is partially for my own selfish reasons. I have relatives who don't know what they're doing with D&D and would like help. And so those videos would be for them. And if you enjoy that, that's great, you know? But you may see some experiments in that regard in the future, just letting you know. So that's basically all of the, honestly, that's all the casual stuff out of the way. That's what's changing on the channel. I'm now going to talk about how the channel is working. I hope that you'll stick around for it. If you don't, it's okay. But yeah, so I figure out I think now's a good time to be candid about like how the channel's functioning, working, how it's not working. So in the new year, my hope is that the channel is going to pass the 500 subscriber mark. There's already 482 of you guys apparently, which is fantastic. Thank you. If you want to stick around, thank you. If you don't want to stick around, fair. Admittedly, in saying this though, I do have to acknowledge that in deciding to upload fewer videos, I am putting the growth of this channel at risk, That's just how the YouTube algorithm works. I don't make the rules, and it's why I've been releasing 1 to 2 videos a week every week for 2 years. However, I'm making this choice out of my own needs, and if YouTube doesn't like that, that's too bad. That's what I'm hoping for. I'll be honest, we're now going to talk about channel monetization. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. I know a lot of you get squeamish whenever channel monetization gets brought up. I'm one of them. So I want to preface all of this by saying I'm going to be looking in this section for your ideas and your comments, not your wallet. As much as I would love to earn a living by doing this, I don't want to put any of you at risk or in jeopardy. Don't support me financially if you don't want to. Do not support me financially if you can't. I expect this channel to remain unprofitable. Do not feel like you're obliged to change that. We all good? Okay. Everybody who wants to leave? Have you left? We all good? Okay, cool. Alright, so we're going to talk about the inner workings of YouTube real quick, and my apologies. Why does hitting the 500 subscriber mark matter, like, from the back end? Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on how this all works. For the many of you guys who don't know how YouTube works on the back end, your channel starts with no monetization, and it slowly unlocks different features once you hit certain subscriber milestones. So until I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm not making a single dime off of the advertisements that are being shown on my videos. You'll note this means I have made no money off this channel for 2 years of operation, despite working like 20 to 40 hours a week. Knew this when going in, this is not a big deal. So that being said, the slightly smaller goal for channels, and one that is near, is the 500 subscriber. At that milestone, we unlock 2 features. So I can link a store in my channel, and then I can open up memberships. Frankly, most people don't bother with either of these until they actually have some demand, which we don't, frankly. That being said, I do kind of want to like start to prepare, and that's where I want your feedback, right? I want your input here. So don't worry, we'll go through this like bit by bit. So we're gonna talk about the store first. So my editor already has a store. Like they just have a Redbubble. They just make stuff already. Sometimes I contribute some of my art stuff there. So we're gonna be linking that because, like, why wouldn't we? If you care, thank you so much. If you don't, that's cool too. Do not feel pressured to look at it at all. As far as like making stuff for the channel, I'm just gonna be upfront. I have no interest in making channel specific merchandise. So for example, there's no demand for a t-shirt that says "There we go" on the front. Like, that's not merch I want to make, and I'm like 99% certain that's not something you would want to wear, much less pay $20 for. Frankly, I would like to make like t-shirts and mugs and whatever else Redbubble has with designs that you guys would actually like to use. So this is where I have to talk about Ko-Fi. So if you don't know, I have a Ko-Fi, which is like a Patreon. I use it for art commissions. And it's also as an easy, no commitment way for people to donate to the channel if you want to do that. I link it in all of my video descriptions because I don't want a bunch of advertising comments in my comment section, and I don't advertise this normally because I don't want to harass you guys in the middle of YouTube's massive advertisement harassment problem. So I don't normally talk about my Ko-Fi, but I have a Ko-Fi if you care. Don't feel like you need to. The system is simple. If you're interested, you pay me for art and I give you art. Very simple. So here's what I want to do. If you donate $1 or more on Ko-Fi, you can leave me a message that says, I have a design idea for insert merch here, this is what I want. And the reason I'm going to charge money for it is because I want earnest submissions only. I don't want, like, you know, draw male genitalia and put it on a t-shirt. I'm not doing that, you know? So I figure if I have it behind a bit of money, then I know that the submissions are legit. Or they're funny enough that you honestly want to spend money about it. However, with the info that you provide me about what kind of merch you want, I can make a design based on that description, and then I can put it on my editor and I's store, and that way everybody can buy it. And then that way also there's minimal cost to you for requesting it. So it basically allows this system to remain budget friendly if you want to buy a design once it exists. I also want to keep it at only $1 because like in theory I could charge more, but that sounds like really complicated and it sets a really high bar for entry, and I'll be blunt, with everything else going on, I can't be bothered. So yeah, this basically just lets requesting be a pay what you want kind of thing. I can't imagine this is going to get out of hand, but for some reason, if it does, I might change this policy. This does come with some disclaimers though, if you are thinking like, oh, I have an idea for merch that I think would be really cool. And I'm not just talking about channel merch, I'm talking about like, you have a t-shirt idea or a mug idea that you've had swirling around in the back of your head, but you've never known how to make that happen. Like you can, here's the system to do that, I will make it for you. But I will tell you right now as a disclaimer, I'm not going to do anything lewd, I'm not going to do anything graphically violent, and I'm not going to do anything that violates TOS on any of the websites that I currently use. So that's YouTube, that's Ko-Fi, that's Redbubble. I am also going to let you know that I do reserve the right to veto ideas for any reason with no refund. This could be for things like, it's just too complicated. It could be, I can't make this look good. It could be, I don't have time. There are reasons, but I will have a reason to veto. I'm sorry, I can't offer you a refund, it was a donation. That being said, like, you know, I'll do my best, you know? But let's move on, okay? Cool. So, memberships. I am hesitant to open up memberships for the same reason I don't have a Patreon. I don't know what I would even put there, right? I don't know. So a Patreon and by extension channel memberships come with certain expectations. You know, typically there's rewards like a Discord channel, a couple extra videos, and some behind the scenes snippets. I have already run a Discord and the answer to that is no, never again, absolutely not. You cannot pay me enough for that stress. So Discord's out of the question. Behind the scenes snippets would be something like screenshots of videos being edited. That's not content. It holds no value. Like I can't imagine trying to charge someone money for that. And certainly not with the stuff I make. As for like extra videos, I don't actually even know where I would start. Like, I'm not ruling it out. I don't know what you would want. Do you want reaction? Comedy? Do you want my extended thoughts on AI? I have those. Do you want focus on a game that wouldn't be on the channel otherwise? Do you want live streams? Like, seriously, what do you want? This is a genuine question. Comments are below. Please leave one. Yeah, so, but this does bring up the question, like, if the basic Patreon rewards are off the table, like, what's the point of opening a Patreon at this point? I don't think there is one, so I'm not going to. But I don't know. I would like to turn it over to you. Again, we're not opening one. Not this year. Maybe not next year. Unless something really extreme happens and, you know, suddenly I've got 20k subscribers, that's not happening. I would still like to hear your idea about, like what alternatives to a Patreon membership rewards would, like, even look like. Mostly so that way I've got a couple of months or years to prep, and so that way I can learn any extra skills. So, like, for example, you know, maybe this group of people thinks that it would be really cool if once a month they got a custom postcard with some nice artwork on it. Maybe you would like a digital newsletter with some animal facts and trivia. I don't know, maybe you all really enjoy stickers. That's all stuff that, like, I can easily do. I just need prep time for. Potentially, like, a couple of years of prep time, which is why I'm asking this way too early, is because I'm asking for ideas, not your money. Cool? Okay, cool. Alright. There's a lot of things that I think are very achievable, I just need to learn how to do them, and I need to know what your ideas are to begin with. So, the other thing I will mention is that I'm not going to do anything that would violate my anonymity, and you already know I'm not breaking TOS. Yeah, so, that's the channel. That's basically what's going on. Yeah, if you care about the back end, and you've made it this far, I'm going to hope and assume that you're like me and you're a nerd about how YouTube channels function. So I've been avoiding having the conversation of, like, will this thing ever get monetized for 2 years now? And the answer is I don't think it ever will, but I would love to be proven wrong. I would like to do art, like, genuinely as a profession. I've not been very successful in figuring out how that works, so if you're more knowledgeable than I am, and goodness, I hope you are, I'd love to know how to do that. Like, actually make something that's useful and maybe even profitable. I don't know. channel's not going away. Everything's so far fine. This is a good update so far, hopefully. But yeah, anyway. Y'all have a good new year. I know YouTube is kind of a safe space, bluntly. I don't know how to transition into this, but if you're here, I know YouTube is for a lot of us a safe space where we come to just forget about our woes. And 2025 is shaping up to be a hell of a year. And I don't say that lightly. So, anyway, I've made this update in case you're the kind of person who needs an update. There you go, you have it. Everything's gonna be okay. Maybe everything's gonna be okay. I don't like absolutes. But genuinely, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. You have a great new year, stay safe, and as always, happy building.